I am at my reading desk. The sun is shining on my face, as you can see from the picture. I could have moved the laptop in order to get a better result, but I didn't want to do it because what I'm going to reveal to you is very uh, reflective of what is happening outside with the sun shining on my face. The sun is shining, and then some revelation has to take place. And this revelation is about a mantra, what the mantra really means and what it can do. It is not simply a sound, it is a sacred sound, though. But the sacred sound holds within itself the signifier and the signified, the word and the object. And that is the secret behind the mantras. To say a mantra is also an attempt to create the object that the mantra signifies. The mantra, in other words, is a, a sound equivalent of the object. So to keep on saying the sound and understand it and then uh, take it to its very subtle regions, you will know how to create the object just by using the sound. Because the subject and the object, the word and the object, the signifier and the signified, are all contained in this mantra. Now, the fire ritual adds more power to the practice of the mantra. Now, the mantra is both a sound that can be heard, and also it can be a sound that, when it is not heard, is understood or perceived by the mind. So it has two components. One is a heard level, and one is a level in the mind as a thought perceived by the mind. So in both levels, they are kind of invisible. It's audible to the ear and it is perceivable by the mind, but never seen. The object of the fire ritual is to bring the power of the sound to visible level so that we can create the object in a three-dimensional form. That's the secret of the fire ritual. When you combine the, the fire with the mantra, the fire is what makes the mantra or mantra's object visible. That's why I have always insisted on the performance of fire rituals. And if the priest happens to be one who knows these secrets of producing the sounds within his own consciousness in a way that involves his whole psyche, the manifest and unmanifest levels, and if that priest is able to do this fire ritual, the ritual will be very productive, and then we can see the results. And this is something that is lacking, although the literature is out there. Now, what I'm saying is not something that is original, uh, you know, discovery by me. It is there already in the Veda and Vedic literature that the fire and the sound go together. And maybe I have put it in a form that is more intelligible, more easy to understand. But the most important thing is the value that we perceive uh, in the performance of a ritual where how an invisible sound creates a visible objective reality. So the fire ritual is a technology. I want to create a Vedic school. I just started with a few boys, but it was closed for lack of good teachers and lack of good students. But uh, I will restart it again and then employ the right people and bring the right students so that we can revive the ancient technology of creating things with just sounds. So, I have spoken about similar uh, concepts in Judaism. Uh, if you go to my website on yogic and Jewish power sounds, I talk about how uh, the concept of just creating uh, a goat for the sacrifice of God uh, can be done with a sound wave. So all that is required is just to go and delve deep into the sound, and then the sound gives the secret of creation, the secret of combining the signifier and the signified. By far, in my opinion, the use of sounds or mantras is in the appropriate way is the most productive uh, way of gaining mystical and transcendental experience. And time plays an important factor. The other day I was talking about how to uh, finish a meditation or chanting a mantra or within 1 second, and that's when it becomes very powerful. So I'll talk about it the 1 second meditation at another time. God bless.